Hey guys, I'm going to review a video by Heria, How to Start Eating Healthy, Life-Changing.
What's up guys, it's Chris Heria. Welcome to the vlog. Today I'm going to be showing you how to start eating healthy, and hopefully with this information we can change a whole bunch of people's lives all around the world. But before we get into that, I want to show you how we can work out our whole entire body. Alright, now we're in my kitchen and
Alright, those were 5 minutes of my life completely wasted.
This next segment is for everyone out there that's tried to start eating healthy and failed, or for people that just don't know how. In my opinion, this is going to be the best way to start eating healthy and to stay on track, making it easy to adapt and maintain this new healthy eating lifestyle. Now, the very first thing you need to do when you decide to start eating healthy is to identify all the healthy and nutritious foods that you love and enjoy. It's going to be a lot easier if you're eating the things that you like versus taking on a new diet or someone else's meal plan when you don't like the food that you're eating. That's not going to last. So the first thing is to make a list of those things that you like. So here you can see what I personally love to eat. We're gonna start with our proteins. I love chicken breast, I love shrimp, I love salmon, and I also love red meat. Every now and then I don't.
The chicken breast is of course not so good because it doesn't have any fat, which is of course very bad because, for example, you need cholesterol to make hormones and so on. Fat is incredibly important, only animal fat of course. Shrimp, really that's just the cockroaches of the sea. They eat a lot of garbage and are actually quite unhealthy usually. Salmon, if it was wild, that would be okay. And red meat is of course great, especially if you eat it raw.
Eat it too much, but I definitely have it at least once every 2 weeks. And this specific cut is a top sirloin filet. I chose that because it's the leanest cut for red meat. Now there's other things you can eat from protein as well.
He's very obsessed with lean meat and being lean and so on, which is of course not healthy for a woman or a man.
Especially if you're vegan or vegetarian. Now let's move on to the vegetables, which also will have protein and other nutrients as well. We're gonna start.
Vegetables have essentially no nutrients. If he's gonna be promoting vegetables now, then it already discredits the whole video.
Off with asparagus. I love asparagus. I love broccoli.
You misspelled broccoli. Also, how do you love asparagus? If you would like it so much, then you would of course simply eat it raw, seeing as you like asparagus in its natural state. Same as meat.
Love spinach. I love bok choy. And of course there's...
That's nonsense. Nobody likes spinach. What are you talking about?
Whole wheat spaghetti pasta, quinoa, and we have some rice right here. But these are all the ingredients that I eat on a regular basis. So now that we have
carbs, fuel for energy. If not energy is used, maybe stored as fat, you should want to eat according to your fitness goals. Of course, again, emphasizing fat, getting fat, that is so bad. Really, having some fat is actually just a good sign that you're fertile. And I don't think that he has a child or he is into having a family. So it's kind of missing the whole point of life. Of course, he's also full of toxic ink and so on. Obviously, he doesn't know what life is about in general. Just a young and naive kid.
Have that down. The second step is to know what your goal is and determine how much your caloric intake will be depending on your goals. You can be eating all healthy food, but if you're under eating or overeating according to your goals,
Yeah, he's simply incredibly brainwashed. He keeps saying healthy food, yet the only healthy thing he had there was the red meat, really, because eating chicken breast alone is not sustainable. Over 90% of the food on the table is unhealthy by every definition.
May never reach them. And as you start your fitness journey, your goals may change. And that's why it's important to know how many calories you're actually eating throughout each day. Using myself as an example, my goal is to stay around 175. Personally, I feel like I'm at my prime at that weight, and if I do add on more weight, a lot of the other bodyweight exercises that I do, they get a bit more difficult. So 175, that's always my goal, to stay at that weight. So depending on my training, my physique, and how much I weigh, that's gonna determine my caloric intake from time to time. If I'm under my desired weight, I'll be on a caloric surplus, which means eating more than my average caloric intake. But remember, you don't want to overdo it and go way over your caloric surplus. I would just be about 300 calories over my average intake. And that goes for the same.
When it comes to your ideal weight, your body actually knows best. Simply listen to your body and eat exactly what you want and how much of it you want, as long as the food is natural. Your body will know when exactly to stop. It will literally not let you eat anymore when you gain the weight which you're supposed to be at, which is actually just the weight when you are perfectly fertile.
Another thing you want to make sure that you're doing is drinking lots of water. It's 0 calories, and it's going to flush out all the impurities and toxins within your body, as well as keeping you hydrated. And if you want to stay hydrated,
there's no proof for that it helps you get rid of toxins, and it for sure will not hydrate you. When you drink water, you will just want to drink more and more of it. What actually hydrates you is blood, raw milk, any kind of natural kind of drinks, even cucumber juice, stuff like that.
People think eating healthy sucks and feels bad, but your body actually feels amazing when you've been eating healthy, because you're giving your body the proper fuel, the proper way. That's going to supply your body with nutrients that not only help you grow your muscles and get shredded.
I like how he talks about nutrients, but when it came to the vegetables, he didn't even mention any. He doesn't know what he's talking about whatsoever. He's just a typical guy who listens to the mainstream media and says that vegetables and grains are healthy. It's just absolutely ignorant, a stupid guy.
Also allowing you to perform way harder, reaching your maximum potential in the shortest amount of time possible. And that's why you need to couple healthy eating with smart training to get the maximum best results. And with that said, this is going to wrap it up for today's video. And just like you need to plan out your eating, you need to plan out your workouts too. And if you need to plan out perfect...
What a stupid video this is. He didn't explain anything whatsoever. He simply showed exactly what the mainstream media promotes as healthy food. And then he put in some workouts and a lot of merchandise. That's it. And really, you gotta be really freaking dumb to listen to this and actually think that you learned something. This is simply repeating everything that you've been told all of your life already about healthy food, and none of it is healthy. What a stupid video.
When I'm training, I normally have a heavy lifting day or something that takes a big overload on my body that I can only do 4 to 5 reps of. I'm going to be eating a lot of carbs that day. So I'm going to be carb cycling throughout this week. So that's going to be like my main carb day, because I need all those carbs to be able to lift and give me all that energy to push as hard as I can. So for those days that I'm going to be eating a lot of carbs, I'll be choosing something from here. Maybe I'll be using black beans, broccoli.
Why is he so stupid? I don't understand. I've never seen that before. There's a million better choices for carbs. Obviously, raw milk, fruit, those are some of the best sources. Honey. But beans, which are mostly fiber, not even digestible, you hardly get any of the carbs out of the beans. When you eat beans, you're basically eating super low carbs, seeing as they are not digestible. And broccoli? It almost has no carbs anyway. You cook them to death, and then what you're left with are some toxins. It's just a green piece of toxins. Why would you eat it for carbs? It makes 0 sense. Except if you believe that broccoli is healthy, because you're dumb and brainwashed.
Quinoa, onions, and then I'll...
Onions also. Quinoa I could understand somewhat. Of course you gotta cook them because it's not our natural diet. Those are just seeds, but you could get some carbohydrates out of them, but they're very bad for your digestion.
I'll choose one of my meats over here, whether it would be ground turkey and eggs. I would normally have about 4 to 5 eggs.
This guy's advice is very dangerous, very ignorant.
Maybe I would have spinach and chicken. Now, of course, there's still carbs in the spinach, but there's very low carbs. If you want to add some shrimp...
Basically nothing. There's oxalates, you should worry about that.
Shrimp with it, and the eggs, there's another meal right there. And then it all depends, of course, what seasoning you're using, what sauces you're using with this. Of course, you don't want to go...
If this is not an eating disorder, then I don't know what is.
And for my next meal, I would definitely have more carbs in there. So maybe something like chicken, broccoli, shrimp, salmon and asparagus with the onions and broccoli.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you use vegetables, which are super low carb anyway, as your carb sources? It makes 0 sense. It's just... The only reason could be that you are actually stupid enough to believe that vegetables are healthy, and then you believe that you should use them as your carb sources, because then you're actually eating something healthy and you're getting carbs out of them. It just blows my mind.
Broccoli and spinach, I mean, maybe add some beans in there as well.
Alright, that's it. Now I get a better idea of what he promotes, but it's very clear that he doesn't have any idea what he's talking about. In none of the videos, he explained why the vegetables are healthy, why you should eat them. There's just no reasoning except that that's what the mainstream says and that's what you should do. Just a blind belief that most people follow. He's obviously very obsessed with himself. He's also, of course, self-destructive because he destroyed his whole body with the tattoos, which means that he hates himself, which probably comes from some kind of trauma. Generally, that's also why people are so obsessed with working out a lot and looking a certain way, narcissism, aka insecurity, and so on. A lot of problems with this guy. Of course, he's still young, so he can pull it off, but that will never last, especially the way he eats. It's just horrible. A lot of people watch his videos, and because he works out a lot, people also want to look fit the way he is and just follow this whole lifestyle. And then, of course, they will start eating the same kind of garbage that he eats. That's it. That's, of course, not the reason he looks the way he looks, obviously, because the vegetables could only make it worse. The same with the grains. A lot of anti-nutrients in the grains really robs you from the minerals. So many toxins from the plants. They're not designed to be eaten by humans. They were designed by humans. They are not even natural. It's really funny. He's very obsessed with being lean, and also I don't see him promoting any animal fat at all, even though that's where all of the fat-soluble vitamins are. A, DK2, for example. You really need them to be healthy. Yeah, just another guy completely ignorant about nutrition, talking about healthy foods on YouTube. Nothing new. Thanks for watching.